and welcome to Community Conversations. My name is Kathy Jordan, and I am the chair for the Elmhurst Senior Commission. Like many other events due to COVID-19, the Community Conversations stopped having in-person presentations, and this is actually one of the first presentations we have had since January 2019. So I'm so happy to see real people smiling and happy. It's great. And how about this building? I mean, you know, some of you, I think it's the first time you've probably been here. It's a great way to showcase what the Park District has provided for all of our seniors, and I hope that you have a good experience today and really check it out. Thank you all for attending. It's great to see you all here. The Senior Commission is appointed by the mayor and approved by City Council. The commission makes recommendations to the City Council, providing information, advice, and advocacy to enhance the quality of life for adults in Elmhurst. We help educate the public so that they can be armed with good information when they need it in the time of crisis. Before we start, I would like to thank Mayor Levin and the City Council for all their support, the Elmhurst Park District for letting us host the community conversations at the new Adult Center, Amy Schrael, Park District Program Supervisor, and Heidi Forbush, Education Chair for the Senior Commission, and helping coordinate and help to make today a wonderful reality. I would also like to share with you, you're only as good as the people you are working with, and I have a great group of commissioners that are here today. I was going to name them all, but somebody said, Kathy, you've got almost your whole crew here. So what I'd like to do is have you kind of like give a little wave and let everyone know, or stand up and let, you know, they're a great group of people. Let's give them a round of applause. So today, our community conversation will be hosted by Mayor Scott Levin, who will focus on senior services. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mayor Levin, and then I'm going to let him be the host with the most. Mayor Scott Levin and his wife, Marissa, have been Elmhurst residents for 25 years. His daughter, Julia, and son, Joseph, are both graduates of York High School and the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Mayor Levin is an attorney and partner at Howard & Howard Law Firm. Prior to practicing law, he worked for the state for 10 years, first with the Illinois Law Enforcement Commission, and then as Deputy Director of the Illinois Criminal Justice Authority. Before being elected, Mayor Levin in 2021 served as 5th Ward Alderman since 2010. I'm in the 5th Ward, so I was really lucky to have him as an alderman. In 2009, he co-chaired the Mayor's Finance Task Force, which was created to address the $6 million deficit caused by the Great Recession. Mayor Levin was the lead author of the task force's report, which successfully recommended a budget strategy that was adopted by the City Council to lead Elmhurst through several difficult years. Mayor Levin is past chair of an active member of Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce. He was a member of the Edwards Elmhurst Hospital Community Cabinet and the Elmhurst School District Focus 205 Board. He serves as pro bono legal counsel to Special Days Incorporated and Life Education Center USA, as well as the Chiefs Chicago Blues and York High School hockey clubs. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the busy, busy, busy mayor, obviously, to our community conversation.
Well, thank you. It really is a pleasure to be here this morning. I've not had the opportunity to address seniors, and I'm with you. So I mean that as being a senior. It's a very important part of our community. We always talk about all the children here in Elmhurst, and that's important too. A lot of the population increase we see in Elmhurst is due to new families moving to town. But the seniors represent about 15% of our population, about 20% of our adult population, and sometimes the needs of seniors are not as upfront, they're not as demanding as what we hear from the demands on the schools or the demands on the parks. And the Senior Commission in particular is one source that helps us at the city level, the City Council, level know that there are people who also have some needs and also have some things they want out of our city too. Many of our seniors have lived here for decades, have raised their families here, and have stayed in the community. And our city council is sensitive to that and to the concerns and the concerns and needs of our seniors. And you know, I will tell you one thing that comes up from time to time is that I get calls from people saying, you know, when we want to downsize, it's difficult to stay in Elmhurst. And I see that. I thought, well, my kids are grown. I could sell my house. I look at some of the condos and I thought, gee, they're only $1 million. I wish my house was worth that much. But so it's not it's funny in a way, but it's also something that we're looking at and taking seriously. We're a landlocked community, so it's kind of hard to develop a lot of housing options to meet that need. But it doesn't mean it's not on our mind. By the way, I see Alderman Jennifer Amos is there. Thank you for coming out, Jennifer, and keeping an eye on me. So Kathy described the commission and what it does for us at the community. And I will say, not just because there's so many commissioners here, but it is really one of our best commissions. A lot of times you have a commission and people think, I'll show up once a month, I'll get a cup of coffee and a donut, looks good on my resume, but this commission really does a lot of work, and I'm very thankful for what they do. As she said, you know, this is an educational program right here, although we're going to present some different services that are available to you. It's also an opportunity for me, and I hope you'll stay afterwards to talk about what's of concern to you. I've already had the pleasure of meeting some residents I haven't had a chance to meet before. One just told me she moved here from Ohio. Very delightful conversation. Some of you I know from around the community already. So here we are at the Adult Center. Very important that we have this center in our community, and the reason that we usually meet at City Council in the chambers for this program, but it's because this is a new center. Kathy and I thought it was important to feature this center and meet here. This is really, it's called the Adult Center, but it's really here to serve seniors. It's not, I don't think you'll see a lot of 18-year-olds hanging around here, let me know. This is a central place for services. There's a lot to be offered here, and you're always welcome here. It's a good effort on intergovernmental cooperation. Metropolitan Family Services, which is a lead service provider, used to be located in City Hall, right past the service desk, past the men's room in the back, if you could find it. We moved it here, and I thank the Park District for their cooperation in making space available to allow that to happen. And he won't get introduced, but Jim Rogers, our Park District Director, is in the back, and it's always a pleasure to work with him. So I would like to introduce you to some of the services that are available to you. I also want to introduce you to a couple of our key department heads who head up our public safety initiative, or more than an initiative, I guess, operations in the city. So first, let's talk about some senior programs. So Amy Strail is the program supervisor for active adults and trips for the Elmhurst Park District. And she has a degree in Parks and Recreation, started at the Elmhurst Park District in 2000. In the last 11 years of her career at the district, she's been responsible for programming activities and trips for adults and seniors in the community. And I'd like to ask Amy to come up and talk. Thank you.
Oh, I get applause. Thank you, Mayor Levin. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to the Centennial Recreation Center, or CRC, as we like to call it for short. As Mayor Levin said, my name is Amy Strail, and I am the program supervisor who is responsible for the senior programs and trips here at the district. The Centennial Park and Recreation Center was acquired, actually dedicated in 2020, and its name celebrates the 100th anniversary of the Park Districts. Proceeds from the sale of the Abbey, which is the former home of senior programs at the district. How many of you guys have participated in stuff at the Abbey before? Oh, a couple hands, okay. Those proceeds were used to update the building and to develop the park out front. CRC is more than twice the size of the former space that we were working with, so since moving in just June of this year, we have been working very hard to bring back a number of previous senior programs that were popular pre-pandemic, and to also add a number of additional opportunities as well. Senior programs at the Elmhurst Park District include a variety of social, wellness, and educational opportunities. Programs such as bingo, trivia time, and themed monthly luncheons offer the chance for folks to come together, have a meal, watch some entertainment, and participate in some games. We also continue to be home to a number of drop-in groups that used to meet at the Abbey. These include weekly pinochle, duplicate bridge, and quilting groups, and also Red Hats, which meet here monthly. Health and wellness programs that are currently being offered include Tai Chi and Chair Yoga, a walking club, holistic wellness, and line dancing. In 2023, these will expand to include additional dance classes, open gym times, and evening yoga workshops. The gym space at CRC will also be home to some evening athletic leagues beginning this fall. Art programs, for those of you who are feeling a little bit more creative, have recently been added to the program lineup and include a monthly Recreating the Masters class, in which participants recreate a famous work of art, and also a monthly watercolor series. Both of these programs are also going to offer evening opportunities as well next year. I know some folks aren't available during the day, so we're looking to expand our evening program opportunities. Educational programs that will begin this fall and expand next year include free seminars on topics such as housing, transportation, and retirement options. Additional services such as the AARP Safe Driver Program and Rules of the Road are hosted here. And come February, we will also once again be home to the AARP Free Tax Preparation Program. In March of next year, we'll be hosting a State of Illinois Super Senior event in which basic services that are offered at the DMV will be available here at CRC for a day. So you can make an appointment, not have to wait in line at the DMV to renew those driver's licenses. For those of you looking to do a little traveling, we do have a variety of day trip options available. The day trip program was just recently reestablished this summer, and some of our successful trips have included a paddle wheel boat ride, a trip to Anderson Japanese Gardens, and some theater trips to Paramount. Coming this fall and winter, we'll also be doing some food tours. We have a Christmas bakery bus tour to Milwaukee, and we'll be heading to Starved Rock in February to do some eagle watching. We have reestablished our relationship with College of DuPage, and the CRC is now a satellite location for select non-credit lifelong learner courses that the college offers. We began this fall with some educational daytime programming, and we're going to expand that in 2023 to offer additional evening opportunities as well. We're also working with the library to host programs and special events, and the first one will be an open mic night this coming spring. While all of our activities are open to residents and non-residents of the district, a CRC membership is also available, which comes with some additional perks. Membership runs January 1st through December 31st, and those perks include members being able to register over the phone for programs. They can participate in the monthly bingo program for free. They receive discounts on the themed monthly luncheons, and they also receive a newsletter mailed to their home every other month, which highlights what's going on here at CRC. And of course, there are a variety of other active adult programming opportunities offered throughout the district. Just in case none of these things is of interest to you for some reason, we have discounted memberships at Courts Plus, and discounts on recreation programs, golf at Sugar Creek, and discounted memberships at our outdoor pools, Smalley and East End. And of course, we also have Metropolitan Family Services here too, another which Mayor Levin spoke about, but I'm not going to talk about that because that will be Nate when it's his turn. So, thank you.
I guess I would just say, wow. I mean, I had no idea. It's always good to learn something new every day, and I've got that out of the way first thing in the morning. Really, that was quite impressive. So next I want to talk about Ride DuPage, our Deputy City Clerk, Amanda Malone. I've only known her for many years, who's our Deputy City Clerk. She's got 17 years of municipal experience. She's a graduate of Elmhurst University. She's one of our staff members that you see her at City Hall, and she attends our transportation meetings and provides assistance to the Senior Commission. She's a very important person to us at the staff, and she's going to discuss Ride DuPage. Amanda, thank you.
So happy to be here today to tell you guys about transportation. I know a lot of you guys look familiar to me. You probably see me at this, the second floor window when you're signing up for Ride DuPage. If you have not signed up for any transportation services through us, I can kind of explain. Ride DuPage is a 24/7 program that allows transportation for individuals in Elmhurst. We are part of a cooperative that works with different townships, counties, to bring to you this program that allows for you, it's a few dollars, and you're able to get discounts on transportation, and it's offered 24/7. You can register at City Hall. It's a program that you're registered within the hour. So if you come and fill out the application, you can call already for a ride that same day. So, and we kind of pride ourselves on working with you to get these achieved, filling out the applications. We're one-on-one with you right at the counter. So if anybody has questions, they can come up. We also, brand new this year, have an Uber option. You can opt into that. So when Ride DuPage has high volumes, you're still offered the same ride experience. And we supplement the Uber ride as well. So for information on that, we do have a table in the back as well. People can visit it, and we have a number of different options. We work with PACE. I do attend the PACE meetings. We're always looking to improve senior transportation in town. And if you have any questions, you can always call us in the clerk's office, and I kind of try to put my face out there so that you know that I'm like right there to answer your questions. So, and that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Next is Metropolitan Family Service Senior Services, and Nathan Underheil is the Clinical Program Supervisor for Metropolitan Family Services. He has over 20 years' experience working in mental health treatment. He has a master's degree in social work, and he's a licensed clinical social worker. He's the supervisor of senior and caregiver counseling here at Metropolitan Family Services. I had the opportunity to meet you once before. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous, just to be honest. So one thing I'd like to do is just give you a little taste of some of the things I do here. So when we're very nervous, I teach our clients what's called belly breathing. So if you want to participate, go ahead. Put your hand on your belly and take a deep breath in. You should feel your belly expanding, and then slowly exhale. Do that a few more times. Try to make each exhale a little bit longer than the last one. So when you extend your exhale like that and breathe deep into your belly, you're filling your lungs completely with oxygen, and that increases what's called the parasympathetic nervous system response. So that's the calming effect. So I get up here, I'm all nervous, adrenaline's pumping, I take a deep breath and slowly exhale, and it helps a little bit. If you practice it more and more, it'll be very helpful for you in your life. So I'm with Metropolitan Family Services. We are one of the larger social services agencies in the Chicagoland area. We are one of the oldest social service agencies in the country. We've been around since 1857. We were formed as the Chicago Relief and Aid Society. And they're originally giving funds to disabled, wounded veterans from the Civil War. And they also, after the Chicago fire, we were the lead agency that handed out relief funds to the Chicago citizens affected by the fire, and also set up smallpox clinics to vaccinate people. We've gone through a few name changes since then. We had been known as United Charities for a very long time. In 1995, we had changed our names to Metropolitan Family Services. So I'm with what's called Metropolitan Family Services DuPage. Our main office is in Woodridge, and we have a wide variety of services available to all residents in DuPage County. We have behavioral health services, which includes, counseling services, psychiatric services. We have a couple psychiatrists on staff. We have my program, seniors and family caregivers, which I'll talk a little more about in a minute, adoption preservation, a legal aid society, and early childhood education, which runs a lot of the Head Start programs in DuPage County. The seniors program, so we cover anyone, usually it's 60 and up in DuPage County, so the only requirement is that age and where you're living. So if you're in DuPage County and you're 60 and up, all of our services are free with the exception of our psychiatric services. So if you want to see our psychiatrist, we will take your insurance info, but if not, we don't collect your insurance info and all of your services will be free. Most of our services are covered by grants, federal, state, local. Our biggest funder is known as Age Guide. They're the Area Council on Aging for this area. And we mostly do counseling services. That's what we're really good at. We have a lot of trained social workers between me and two of my staff, I want to say we have over 50 years experience between all of us. We do case management services, so that would be helping you find what other services we don't provide. We'll help you link you to those services. And, there's a lot of stuff we don't do, but it's our job to try and figure out who does that and help you find those services if you need them. We'll provide referrals for those services. We provide education. We've done education on mental health. We've done education on preventing scams and a variety of other things. We also do services for caregivers. So if you're caring for a senior, we have our caregiver support group, which I run one of them, and it is a fantastic group. It is some of the most caring people I've ever met, and I always joke with this group that I love doing it because it's so easy for me. I just sit back and let them talk and support each other and occasionally just make sure that everyone's being heard. And just the resources that the people share with everyone. And I always learn something from all of our clients in that every time we do that. We also do individual counseling for caregivers. We have another program we're going to be starting in December called Stress Busting for Caregivers. So that'll be education on dealing with, working with a loved one with severe health conditions, dementia, or any other health condition, you name it. And we'll educate them on that, and each week you will learn a different relaxation exercise to kind of help deal with all that caregiving stress. We have different groups that we run. We have grandparents raising grandchildren, so that's available for anyone age 50 and up. And it doesn't have to be a grandchild. It could be a relative or even a non-relative as long as it's not your own child. So there's a lot of support involved with that. And we get some funding to help out with some expenses for people who are struggling financially for that as well. We have a life transition group for women age 60 and up. And so that's dealing with anything related to health, aging issues, or you name it. I have a couple groups that I run here at the Centennial Recreation Center. I have a mindfulness group I run a couple times a week. So we do various meditation activities, breathing exercises like the one I showed you earlier. And that's getting to be a really popular group here, and I'm so happy. I was a little worried when I started it that the attendance wouldn't be great. I'm like, how many people want to come in and learn how to meditate? But it's proving to be my most popular group, and I'm just so proud of everyone who keeps coming back and the progress they've made with all of that. I have another group called Mental Flexibility, so we combine a lot of the mindfulness skills with so as a therapist, I do what's called acceptance and commitment therapy. So there's a lot of therapeutic skills, different coping skills, different ways to just make yourself more mentally flexible to deal with the constant changing environment that we're in, and so that you're prepared for any difficulties that may occur in life. And I've got a few other groups that I'm really excited about. So we're hoping next year we're going to bring a group called Bingo Size here. So it's a combination of bingo, exercise, and health education. I think that's going to be a blast. Another one called Fit and Strong, which is an exercise class, and one called A Matter of Balance, which will be one to help people with balance issues and help be more steady on your feet. And so Metropolitan Family Services has had a long relationship with the city of Elmhurst. I honestly don't even know how long, not since 1857, but it has been a really long time. And I just want to say how much I love working in Elmhurst, the relationships we have with the city. We get referrals from the fire department, the police department, other city employees saying, this senior's struggling with something, can you give them a call, come check it out and see if they need any help. So just the care that this community has for their seniors continues to impress me, and the fact that the city has given us this wonderful office just down the hall, right next to the Park District's office. So anytime you're here, if I'm here or one of my other staff members, feel free to drop in and say hi. If you have any questions about anything we can do to help you. I also have a booth right back there with a lot of flyers. At least, take my business card just so you have it. If you have any questions about anything at all, give me a call. And I just want to thank the city of Elmhurst for this relationship. I really appreciate it, and I know a lot of the seniors here do as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Last topic in terms of services is the Elmhurst Public Library. Mari Buttweiler is the Inclusive Services Librarian at the Elmhurst Library. She manages the large type collection, Caregivers Corner, home delivery service, inclusive programs, and assistive technology. She is also a commissioner on the Senior Commission here in Elmhurst. Mari?
Thank you, Mayor Levin, and thank you everybody else who's attending or watching from home. As the mayor just mentioned, I'm Mari, the Inclusive Services Librarian at the Elmhurst Public Library, where I've worked for a little over 4 years. And I'm here today to highlight some of the Elmhurst Public Library services, programs, and materials for seniors specifically. Materials, of course, include traditional items like newspapers, magazines, and books, which come in several formats to make them as accessible as possible, including regular type, large type that's easier to see, playaways, which are kind of like little Walkmans, but all you need is a battery. We provide everything else. CD audiobooks, e-audiobooks that can be downloaded or streamed on phones, tablets, or computers, and more. Our library also offers fun, non-traditional items that you can check out, such as knitting and crochet needles, cookware, like special holiday-themed baking sheets, puzzles, board games, hotspots for people who do not have internet at home, DVDs, and more. We also have a CCTV in the library for library in use only, which is essentially a large magnified screen that can help people with vision impairments see text that would otherwise be too small for them to see. And we have assistive listening devices that connect to our sound systems, making it easier to hear presenters leading library programs. We also regularly host programs for seniors ranging from Staying Mentally Fit, which was designed to help prevent and slow down dementia, and Culture Club, to chair yoga and bridge, or pinochle. Some specific programs of note that are coming up that are just one-offs, the aforementioned programs we have regularly. But upcoming, we have Assisted Living and Elder Law on January 13th, and In-Home Care and Home Modifications on February 17th, both of which will be led by representatives from the National Aging in Place Council. As for services, some of our most popular services include Media Match, our outreach program, and social services provided by our full-time social worker. We also, fortunately, just got an additional part-time social work intern. Starting with Media Match, it's a program where you let us know what kind of books, TV shows, movies, magazines, or podcasts you like, and we will make recommendations of other books, TV shows, and movies, etc., that you might enjoy. We do the research for you based off of the preferences you share with us. And don't be hesitant to tell us you didn't like something, because that will help us tailor our next suggestions to you better. The outreach program is for the Elmhurst residents who can no longer visit the library due to a medical reason. Participants in this program receive books, DVDs, and other library materials on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. Once the patron is done enjoying our materials, we ask they notify us, and we'll pick them up from their home the next following Tuesday or Thursday. People of all ages are welcome to use the home delivery program, but it is exclusively for people who have a medical need, and this happens to predominantly be used by seniors. Examples that would qualify a patron might include someone who recently had hip surgery, broke a leg, is on bed rest, or recently lost their license due to a vision impairment. Finally, the service that we're going to be featuring today is the social worker, who's been with us for several years now, with whom you can make an appointment for a private one-on-one meeting as needed. She specializes in helping connect patrons with services for Social Security, mental health, housing, substance abuse, employment, food assistance, and other benefits. She also regularly runs programs at the library, works at the reference desk, and collaborates with local agencies. So if you visited the library or have been working with other local agencies, you probably already recognize her. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about any of the library's materials, programs, or services, please do not hesitate to pay us a visit, give us a call, or send us an email. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And I'll also be here after the speakers today, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop by the table for the library. And with that, I'll pass it along.
Thank you, Mari. So the next part of our program is I want to feature two of our most important departments in the city of Elmhurst, our fire department and our police department. And I'm going to, instead of going into explain to you what a fire department or police department is, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you know what those are. But so I'm going to introduce Bill Anisevitz. He's been with us for 29 years. He's been in the fire service for 29 years, of which he's spent 26 years with the city of Elmhurst, joining the fire department in 1997. He holds a master's degree in public administration, a bachelor's degree in fire science management, and an associate's degree in applied science. Bill served as acting chief for over a year, and he's about a month and a day into his new role as chief, and we're very proud and pleased that you are here today, Bill.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, my name is Bill Anisevitz, and I was recently sworn in, as the mayor said, as the fire chief. And although I've been in this position for a short period of time, I've responded to many, many emergencies and probably have had some encounters with you at a station event or open house throughout my career. This is very important, and I'm really pleased to be here to share the programs that the fire department has to offer to you. And when I was asked to put a table together of information, I couldn't stop finding things that I thought may be beneficial, and I've probably left some things out. So if like everyone has said, if you don't see something today, the fire department is always here for you to reach out to. If you'd like to see a program, we'd be happy to put something together for you. When I moved into this position, Mayor Levin and the city council came to me and they said, hey, you need to take a look at some things that the fire department is not doing currently, and try to think outside the box. Try to find some additional programs that we can offer to the residents of the community. One of the things that's coming up in the spring of next year is the Senior Safety Symposium, where we have some new ideas, some fresh ideas that we're going to unveil. We'll work with the police department, and we'll put something together at the fire station that you can come to and see the services and different programs that we have to offer. So we're looking forward to that. As I was going through some of the information, I looked at our most common call, or the highest call that we respond to throughout the city of Elmhurst. And it may be surprising to some of you, but trips and falls for seniors is one of the highest calls that we respond to. And we want to do something to help bring that number down and prevent injuries. So we have programs in place already that we can come out and do a home safety inspection to help seniors identify trip and fall hazards in the home. Sometimes adding a grab bar, moving a carpet, adjusting a piece of furniture helps in case someone does trip and fall. You don't fall into something that will cause a further injury, or we can help prevent that. If it's something a little bit more that's going to take some more work or additional resources, we've always worked with Metro Senior Services to identify and get needs to the seniors in town to provide them with the care and keep them safe. So a lot of times when paramedics and firefighters are responding to the calls, we're not just dealing with the patient. We're there to look at the home and say, hey, this may not be safe if the resident comes back from the hospital. We want to reach out and make sure that you understand what some of the hazards are and get you the right help so that you're safe when you come home. So as I said, the fire department has many divisions that work under one umbrella, and one of it is the public education division, and we're always happy to have our open house in October, and we had a very successful one, hundreds of people in attendance, and we appreciate the residents coming out. But we will also come to your home, like I said, and we'll point out these hazards to you. Sometimes when these incidents do occur, it's difficult for a resident to get up, to get to the phone, or get to the door. So a neighbor may hear you calling, or a neighbor may not notice that they've seen you in a while, and they'll call the police for a well-being check, and then the fire department or paramedics will respond. So the fire department does offer a residential Knox box system, which I have here, and they'll be back on the table when you are done with the presentation today. I'll be happy to give you information on it. But inside this box is a key to your door, and we're able to get to, we have keys, only the fire department and paramedics have keys to these boxes, and we can open up this door and access the patient and start treating without having to break a window, break a door, or delay response to get into the building. So all you need to do is to provide a deposit to keep this box. When you're done with it, you return it, you get the deposit back. So these are available at City Hall. Again, this is something that just hangs from your door. There's no excessive installation that we have to do. You just hang it on your door. If it's a condo, an apartment, your home, it does not matter. Just all you need is the door to hang it on. We also have different systems called Smart 911 that's available through Elmhurst. You can click on it through the City of Elmhurst webpage or the DuPage County Health Department. And Smart 911 allows you to provide additional details and critical information about yourself that if you are unresponsive or not able to communicate with us, it'll come up on the dispatch screen at the center, and they'll provide that to us as we're responding to the call. It does not stay up on the screen, and that information is not shared with anybody. So it's protected information that you would want us to know in case of an emergency. Code Red is another communication system that we offer, and you can sign up again on the City of Elmhurst website. There's information on a table in the back. If you're interested, you can take some of that with you to read through it. But it's a reverse 911 system that if there's any type of an emergency, such as a missing person, a major roadway closure, flooding issues, a significant criminal issue, the city will contact you and let you know that there's something going on. It's only used in significant emergencies, so you're not going to be getting all kinds of texts or phone calls about non-essential information. So it's a very good program that we've had in place for quite a few years now. We also have our smoke detector program. For those of you that don't know, the fire department will come to your home and give you free smoke detectors. And we will also help you hang them if you cannot hang them. We don't want you climbing up on a ladder and trying to change batteries or change detectors. Now the new law mandates that it's a 10-year sealed detector, sealed battery. So if you're going to replace these detectors, call City Hall, schedule an appointment, and the fire engine will come out and help you with installation of smoke detectors. The detectors that we get are through the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance under their Be Alarm program. And it's been in place since 2020 if you have not known about this program. But we've done over 240 smoke detectors in over 100 homes throughout the City of Elmhurst. We also have a smoke detector recycling program. So when you're done with that detector, once it's expired, you can take that down, whether it's a carbon monoxide detector or a smoke detector, bring it to City Hall. There's recycle bins in the front. We place them in there. We ship them out, and because there's a mercury element inside that detector, we'll dispose of them properly. So feel free to come by if you're in the area and drop them at City Hall. We also do car seat safety inspections. Over 85% of car seats are installed improperly. So call City Hall again, schedule an appointment. We have certified technicians that aren't on every day, but mostly on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and we could schedule a car seat safety check for you. And if you have a grandchild or you're traveling with a loved one, we'll make sure that they're secure in that seat properly, and we're happy to do that program. It's been very successful for quite a few years. On the back table is something called a File for Life. It's a magnetic envelope that you can put critical information in. Paramedics and firefighters are trained that when we respond to emergencies, we look for this red packet. A lot of times in assisted living facilities, they're on the back door. The doors are metal, and we stick it right to the door, and we can grab that. It has a doctor information, medical information, contact information if you want us to call a loved one. But it's a lot easier for us to grab that and get everything entered into the computer as we're transporting to the hospital, and it helps us out in an emergency. There are several other programs that we provide, such as severe weather readiness. We have an EMA coordinator with the department that's out of Station 1 that loves talking about severe weather preparedness, and he'd be happy to do so at any of these functions in the future. Or if you lived at a facility, we talk about escape plans. If the fire alarm goes off, it shouldn't be chaotic and everybody heading for one exit. There should be a plan in place. If you don't have one, call us. We'll come and we'll sit with you, and we'll put a plan together so that you can get out of the facility in a safe and organized fashion. And the last one I'll talk about is something for grandkids. If we have a Sparky safety program, if you sign up online at the City of Elmhurst, your grandkids up to 10 years old can sign up for letters from Sparky, and they'll cover critical safety information with them, and they'll get a nice certificate at the end of the program. All of this stuff is available if you click on the website for the City of Elmhurst under the Fire Department. And I will also be around at the end of the presentation here today. If you have any additional questions, I'd be happy to answer. But I thank you for letting me be part of your program today.
Thank you, Chief. Now, for our police department, Chief Mike McLean has more than 24 years of law enforcement police experience, 22 of them with the City of Elmhurst, joining the police department in January 2000. He has a bachelor's degree in law enforcement and justice administration, a graduate certificate in public safety education. He attended the FBI LEEDA Executive Leadership Institute and graduated from the School of Police Staff and Command at Northwestern University's Center for Public Safety. Also completed the Northwestern University Executive Management Program and graduated from the prestigious 11-week FBI National Academy Program for Law Enforcement Executives in Quantico, Virginia. And I will tell you that that is the premier program, and if you get a chief that's got that, and the Northwestern one, I would say, is a close second, so you couldn't be more highly credentialed. The chief was selected due to the unexpected and unfortunate death of our prior chief. Chief McLean was appointed in September 2006, and for all of us, public safety, particularly, you hear a lot about increased crime, is a significant concern, and there's no one that I would be more confident than our Chief McLean.
Good morning. So I'd like to start off with a little story. And this story shows how the Elmhurst Police Department's partnership with our senior community is essential to keeping Elmhurst a safe place. So this story begins on August 21st at 5:30 in the morning. And a alert senior resident heard a sawing noise coming from the parking lot of her senior living complex. And she looked outside her window and she saw a man that was crouching underneath a car. And this man crouching underneath the car, she recognized as somebody that wasn't trying to change the oil, as somebody that was doing a catalytic converter theft. This senior immediately picked up her phone. She dialed 911. We had the beat officer 1 block away at the time the call came out, so the patrol officer pulled right in the parking lot. And there happened to be 4 suspects committing catalytic converter thefts that early in the morning. One was the getaway driver, and the other 3 were stealing catalytic converters. All 3 ran in different directions. The rest of the officers working the night shift arrived and engaged in a foot chase and captured all 4 offenders in less than a minute. Now, that success was good job by the police department. However, it never would have happened had that senior resident not immediately recognized what was going on and called us immediately. Criminals like this, they hop in the car and they leave very fast, and seconds count. And the education, that resident was aware of what was going on. She knew that it was suspicious activity and it needed to be reported to 911 immediately. And we count on our community to be our eyes and ears so often for serious incidents like this. And I truly thank her for what she did that day, because it led to getting 4 criminals that had been doing this repeatedly throughout the suburbs into custody. So the Elmhurst Police Department is a community policing department. We focus on community programs so that we can partner with our community. I'm a true believer that when the police and the community unite, we're a formidable force for good. We can't do our jobs without each other. You can't live a safe and have a safe community without a highly professional police department, and a highly professional police department needs strong community support to do its job. So I'm going to spend just a few minutes going through the programs that the police department has to work with our community, to communicate, to share information so that we're all more effective. The police department has handled about 31,000 incidents so far this year, and that translates to about 114 calls for service per day. So patrol officers are very busy handling traffic complaints, traffic incidents like accidents. They also do a lot of service calls. They do check on well-beings. If a relative is not able to get a hold of a family member, they can call 911, and an Elmhurst police officer will go check on that relative. Very often, people will check on seniors by calling the police department if they're too far to get there for us to do it, and we're happy to do that. We do that every single day. It's not a bother. The Elmhurst Police Department prides itself on being professional, hardworking, and an accredited police department. We work hard to keep Elmhurst safe with a low crime rate, and we also work hard to keep it safe in relation to traffic safety. One of the things that I was very proud of the work that our officers did, we were recognized for being number 8 in the state of Illinois with DUI arrests out of all the police departments in the entire state. And that shows that the emphasis that we place on traffic safety and getting impaired motorists off the road. In fact, we outperformed some police departments that were more than 3 or 4 times our size. So that's not a function of anything we do differently other than hard work and dedication by our officers. Community partnership is a key to our success. And one of the ways that we communicate best with our seniors is through our SALT program. The SALT program has been around for many years, and SALT stands for Seniors and Law Enforcement Together. And we hold monthly meetings with seniors to discuss crime trends so they're aware of the latest things that they need to be on the lookout for. We also have some fun. We have snacks and lunches, and we also, it is a good way for the police officers to learn more about the seniors in the community and the seniors to learn more about the officers. The police department operates the program out of our investigations unit. So every month a new detective will come down and have the meeting, and the detective will brief the seniors on the latest crime trends. Some of these things are home repair scams or even phone or internet scams, financial identity thefts, things like that. Sometimes these things can be hard because they change. The motive is always the same, to swindle somebody out of money, but the way they get there very often changes year to year. So it's important to be up on those trends. So I do have a flyer at the back if anybody's interested in attending our next SALT meeting. All the information for attendance is there. We'd love to have you. We also have a Citizens Police Academy. The Citizens Police Academy has had 30 sessions so far. We have them every spring and fall. As a matter of fact, the current session is going to graduate this month with almost 30 graduates. And the way Citizens Police Academy operates, we meet once a week on Wednesday evenings at the police department, and the Citizens Police Academy students will attend for 10 weeks straight, and they will learn about the police department, the inner workings of it. They will meet everybody, from me all the way down to all the officers, evidence technicians, and investigators that work there. They'll learn crime prevention techniques, evidence processing, criminal investigation. They'll meet K-9 Ozzy, which is always a highlight. They will have a law review, and they'll even get to participate in a SWAT and crisis negotiations exercise. I highly recommend that if you're interested in learning more about the police department, how real policing gets done, not necessarily how it looks on TV, that you join. You can also sign up for the Citizens Police Academy at the rear as well. Probably our most popular community program is our neighborhood roll call program. It started in 2014, and so far we've had almost 7,000 residents attend. We generally have 900 to 1,000 residents per year attend neighborhood roll call. And it's a summer program that runs Memorial Day through Labor Day, and we go to a new location throughout the community every Tuesday and Thursday evening. We put out a sign on the corner several days ahead so that the neighbors know. We also flyer the neighborhood, and we also have our Facebook page that we advertise ahead of time. So if you haven't already friended us on our EPD Facebook page, please do so. We put out a ton of great community information, including our neighborhood roll call locations and dates. The neighborhood roll call is a fantastic program, not just because we get to educate the residents on what's going on in their neighborhood, but also gives the residents an opportunity to meet the actual police officers that work in their neighborhoods, their part of town, so that we can establish a face-to-face, even first-name relationship between the officers and the community members. I truly believe the best relationship is face-to-face communication. So if you have a concern in your neighborhood, I strongly suggest you attend so that you can explain that concern exactly, not just to somebody on the other end of a phone, but you can speak to the actual officer that would be handling the issue in the future. Another popular program is the prescription drug collection box that we have in our front lobby. Unwanted or expired prescription drugs are a problem for many reasons. First of all, they can be abused if they fall in the wrong hands or if children get their hands on them. And also they can cause damage to the city's water supply if they're disposed of improperly by putting them down the drain or flushing them. So since we started the prescription drug collection box, we collected thousands of pounds. And so far this year, we've collected 574 pounds of prescription drugs that aren't going to go into our city water supply, that aren't going to fall into the wrong hands, and they're safely disposed of. So it's available 24/7. You're welcome to come to the Elmhurst Police Department, go to the front lobby, and simply turn in any unwanted or expired prescription meds that you may have. Finally, I'd like to talk a little bit about our Elmhurst Connect program. The Elmhurst Connect program is an app for your phone, or you can also go to the city website, and you can request several services from the Elmhurst Police Department. You can always call 911 anytime you have an emergency. You can always call the non-emergency number for the police department if you just want to talk or receive some information. However, if you're more comfortable submitting an email request or a request for service on the app, you can go to the Elmhurst Connect portal. And for the police department, you can request an extra neighborhood patrol. If you have some suspicious incidents occurring in your neighborhood, you want the police to be aware of it, you can send us the information. You can even send us pictures. So if there was a suspicious vehicle in your neighborhood and you have a picture of it, and maybe it's gone, so an officer wouldn't respond right away, but you want to send us that information, you can use the Elmhurst Connect app to send us that as well. You can also submit a crime tip. And finally, I think something that would be very beneficial to seniors is our home security survey program. We have specially trained crime prevention officers that have been trained to do home security surveys. They will walk with you around your home. They will check your doors, your locks. They will check your windows. They will look at the environment surrounding your home, your shrubbery. And any fences that you may have, and they will give you tips on things that you can do to make your home more secure. They'll also talk about our video sharing partnership program, and that's a way for home security cameras that you may have on your home can be shared with the police departments in the event there's a crime in your neighborhood. We can work together to solve that crime and keep your neighborhood safer. In closing, I just wanted to emphasize how much I value our relationship with seniors. One of the most touching moments I had in the last couple of years was actually this past summer. There was a deputy chief from another town, another suburb. They wanted to start a neighborhood roll call program, and they heard how Elmhurst started one several years ago. So they asked if they could come view the first one of the summer. So I went to the neighborhood roll call, and I was just about ready to begin my speech to welcome everybody to the very first event of the summer. And just as I started speaking, a senior resident interrupted me and said, "Sorry, I have to say something." And my first thought was, okay, I'm going to hear about a traffic complaint or a speeding car. But she said, "I just want to thank all of you officers for everything you do for us." And the look on my officers' faces to hear that, because then everybody in the neighborhood clapped for them. That set the tone for the rest of the neighborhood roll call program for that summer. It was great for that officers. Sometimes in police work, you don't get a lot of recognition. You deal with a lot of people that maybe are criminals or maybe maybe aren't going to give you very many compliments, but it was great for the officers to be on the receiving end of that appreciation, and I know it fueled them, for the rest of the summer. As a matter of fact, that deputy chief from that other suburb whispered in my ear right after that happened, we're starting a neighborhood roll call program tomorrow. So we truly appreciate our partnership with you, and I will be in the back at the table if any of you would like any more information about our programs. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to close it up here. I did want to say that the chief was not too lazy to shave this morning, and he's not trying to emulate me, I don't think. But it's No Shave November, so if you see our police officers out there looking like they need a shave, it's a charitable effort, I guess you'll call it. I also wanted to mention two other things. We get a lot of incidences of burglaries to cars and all that, and it's like I keep reading them in the paper, and it's if you just would lock the door to your house and lock the door to your car, it seems against common sense, but people don't go in and break the window. They'll try the doors, and if they're not open, they'll move on to the one that's not locked. I also want to add for both police and fire, 911 is, if you live in the city of Chicago, you call 911. What's the emergency? You call 311. We just have one number. It's 911. It's central dispatch. If you want anything from the police or fire, call. Sometimes people get embarrassed. It's like, does that person need help? Is there a crime going on? It's not your problem. You just call 911. We always appreciate citizen involvement. Just call, and we'll find out if it's something that someone needs help, if there's a crime in progress, and so don't feel like, I don't want to look stupid, just go ahead and do it. So two other things. I'm glad to have been invited today. I have learned so much myself, and I'm very proud of a lot of the things that are going on from all of these organizations, and I even learned some new things about our own police and fire department. Take advantage of all the information we have at the back. Stick around and talk with us. If you want, there's a lot of information on our website. There's a lot of apps. There are a lot of services that, you can't even be aware of all of them. I'm sure you couldn't remember all of the things that you learned today, but contact us, stay in touch. So in closing, I'm going to turn it back to Kathy, who's started our program, and I also want to thank her in particular. She's been so involved in our community. She's a former school board member on our Heritage Foundation, and she runs our beer festival that is the major fundraiser for the foundation, which is a very good event for a number of reasons. But this was a wonderful program, and Kathy, I know how hard you and the commission work putting it together, so I thank you.
Those are very kind words, but you can't do this alone. I have a great team behind me, in addition to the support from the city and the Park District, so I really appreciate that. We hope you enjoyed the community conversation. It's our first one, as I stated before, since 2019. And we're hoping to, again, have information in the water bill so that you can come to City Hall. But we thought today would be a great day to showcase this building that's dedicated mainly to the seniors. The commission really stood behind this operation and really wanted it to happen, and we're just happy that the Park District and their leadership took heed and knew that we needed this building. So please, frequent it often. Use those programs. They're here for you to utilize. I'd also like to thank everybody here who gave presentations. We have a lot of information for seniors, and it's always beneficial to hear it when you're not in crisis. When you're in crisis, you make bad decisions. So, hopefully you'll look at this program again, and it'll be listed in the Elmhurst Independent. I always end presentations with quotes for the day, and I thought this was appropriate after the pandemic. Perhaps the butterfly is proof that you can go through a great deal of darkness, yet still become something beautiful. Thank you. Have a great day. And, continue to be involved and, look for community conversations so we can help you. Thank you.